Hi everyone, so in today's video we're going to be covering home valuation at the time of divorce. I want to clarify, there's a lot of elements when it comes to dividing a house at divorce, and we'll cover that in other videos. So for example, how do you actually determine what a buyout amount is going to be for your spouse? How do you decide if you should keep your house or not? Does it make sense to sell now or hold on your home? Are there other options with what you can do with your house post-divorce? All of those will be covered in other videos, but today we're just going to stick with valuation. How do you value your home? It's really important to understand this concept because there's two main options for your house when you're going through a divorce. Number one is to just sell it, and number two is one of you keeps the home and buys out the other person. If you were to sell your home, then the market values your home for you. It's whatever you can sell the house for. But if you are going to keep the home or your spouse is going to keep the home, you typically are going to do a buyout for the value of the equity. So let's just say, for example, you have $10,000 worth of equity in your house. If you were to keep it, you would then pay your spouse $5,000, half of that equity, or somewhere around that number, to be able to keep the house. You're giving them their portion of the asset, and then you're keeping your portion. This is why evaluation is so important, because the valuation is going to be a part of the calculation that determines the ultimate buyout value. So we're going to cover three main ways you can value your home. Number one is with an appraiser. An appraiser is a professional who does this for a living. They go around and they actually appraise homes, which means they run comp analysis looking at comparable homes in your area, as well as how upgraded your home is and what features it has, to be able to determine what their appraisal value is. This is going to be the most expensive of the options. It really depends on the market as well as your area, but an appraiser could be anywhere between $300 and $600. It could be more, it could be less. It's really going to, again, depend on how busy your market is and where you live. That appraiser value is what a court will usually require. So a judge, when you go to court, will typically say, if we need to value the home, then let's get an appraisal. Another option is to use a realtor. A realtor is another professional who can run a comp analysis. A comp analysis is looking at homes that have sold recently in your area that are relatively similar to your home, and they'll give you a value or range of values that they think that your house could potentially sell for today. Your last option is using things online like Zillow, Realtor.com, and Redfin. These sites all typically also have a valuation for your home. Now, in terms of expenses, obviously an appraisal is going to be most expensive. A realtor will usually do a comp analysis for little to nothing, and online is free. But you want to be cautious. You want to save money as you're going through your process, but you don't want to do that in a way that's going to harm you in the future in terms of determining your value of the home. So you want to make sure that you're picking an option that is going to create a fair amount for you and your spouse and is going to be mutually agreeable to you and your spouse unless a judge determines the format for you. In my office, we typically stick to appraisal or realtor, and it really can depend on the environment. For example, I've had clients that live in rural areas where there's not really an appraiser who's an expert, and they felt more comfortable using a realtor because that realtor specialized in that market. Where I've had others who weren't exactly confident with the realtor's comp analysis, and so they decided to go with an appraiser. So you have both options, but it's really important to talk to your divorce professional about what is going to be the fairest option and what's going to result in the best buyout value for you. Again, stick around and check out videos. Make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it and you found it helpful. and subscribe to the channel because I will continue to add videos weekly on different aspects of the divorce process and different tips and tricks. We will also in the future go over things like all the other aspects of houses that I talked about briefly. So thanks for tuning in, and if you want to stick around, watch some other videos.